When I was a young man and first joined the military, I was in boot camp, and my first wife, who's passed now, uh, was pregnant with our first child. And through a lot of anxiety and emotional distress, I guess you can say, while I was gone to boot camp, I wanted to be there to see my baby born, my first daughter. And unfortunately, she was born before I could arrive home and my training was done. But once I got home, I was overwhelmed with the beauty of my firstborn daughter and the fact that it was my first child, period. And it was surreal. And during the first couple years, at least, uh, I had no issue with my baby sleeping in the bed with us, or even laying her on my chest while I laid in the bed, watching television, or even doing things. She'd be on my lap and things of this nature. Uh, I never saw a problem with a child, you know, sharing the bed with their parents up until a certain age. However, I do believe that there should be a limit on the age of a child uh, when they get to a certain point when they should not share the bed with you at all. When I say share the bed, I'm not saying share the bed from the standpoint as if it were their bed. I'm saying sharing the bed with you, meaning that they have a routine to sleep in your bed with you and your companion. So the question is this: what's too old for a child to, or your child, to sleep in the bed with the parents? And I have to put this footnote in there. My children have been sick over the years when they were younger, and I would let them lay at the foot of the bed, or get in the bed with me and the wife. Just from a bonding standpoint, because they were babies, in their mindset and mentality. If I were to answer in my own estimation, what's the oldest or the latest that a child should be able to sleep in the bed with you, or you should allow them, definitely, of course, not a grown person. But I can't put a number on it because every individual is different. I can simply say this: at the point of maturity is when you should cut the strings. In other words, when that child is mature enough, and of course you should be training them along the way, but when that child is mature enough where they can be independent, and hopefully again you're encouraging them to be independent by allowing them to sleep in their bed, even if it means sometimes you have to get them a nightlight if they're afraid of the dark, or you have to lie in the bed with them until they fall asleep, or read them a story before they go to bed and things of this nature, and just periodically peep in on them, let them know that that protection of mom and dad is still there, and that you're not abandoning them as such. So oftentimes these are the reasons why children still want to hang around your bedroom and sleep in your bed with you, is because they haven't learned to be independent yet. So that independency doesn't take forever if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing as a parent. So my quick answer is this: a child should stop sleeping in your bed once they have become of the point where they are mature enough to accept that, I'm a big boy or a big girl, and I have no fears or limited fears, and I can sleep in my own bed. That's basically it. Now, what if peradventure that child is getting older and older, a preteen and so forth, and they're still having these fear issues? Well, that's something else. I don't suggest that you have a psychologist check your children. I think these are just perfectly normal situations. I think that you should still, hands-on, have a conversation with your teenager or your preteen and say, you have to get past this point in your life. You're not going to continue to sleep in our bed with us. And it's just really that. So if you have a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5, and maybe even a 6-year-old, I think it's okay for that child, for security reasons, to still lie in your bed with you sometimes, but not all of the time. It should not be a rule. So my question to you now is, what do you think? Do you have a child that's 12 years old and 14-year-old sleeping in your bed with you? If you do, there's probably something wrong. This is Brother Teacher. Let me know in the comment section below, or let us know.